protests started last week in the heart of Tehran's Grand Bazaar by merchants and shop owners in the form of strikes, closing down of shops, and then taking to the streets in protest. This is in Tehran, the capital. And then they spread across the country to dozens of cities. In some cities, it's gotten really violent. The repression of security forces has been deadly. The number is growing, it's coming. But then at the same time, we also see sort of the administration, the president, who's a moderate in the Iranian political structure, trying to address the protests. They've met with some of the leaders of the protests, at least in Tehran, for the bazaar. They've made some economic promises. So I think they're trying to moderate this without the kind of violence that we've seen in the past that from security forces that just adds fuel to the fire. So far, it hasn't been successful. But we also see sort of a calming, at least in Tehran, the capital, but the protests still continue in many other cities across the country. So it can get more severe or continue as is or sort of be tempered.
Well, how does it compare with the Mahsa Amini protests about women's rights in September 2024? Does it feel much bigger, much more explosive than that?
It's not as big yet. I haven't seen any images that suggest larger crowds. It is the largest protest since then, so it's serious. We're taking it serious, of course, but the nature of these are also very different. The spark was a change in the value of the Iranian currency towards the dollar, a specific value that would impact certain shop owners and business owners in the middle class. And then it spread to other cities, various different classes and demographics. But it doesn't have sort of that women and feminist core. So it's very different in nature. But these protests also they don't stay very compartmentalized. People keep coming to the street with grievances that haven't been addressed in the past. So these are always, if whatever is the spark, they turn into economic, political, social grievances that the government just didn't want or can't address. And
Right.
they just keep piling, and that's why people keep coming back to the street.
Just very briefly, how might Iranians view this intervention that has been threatened by America, saying America's locked and loaded, ready to go to rescue the protesters? How might people there see it?
I'm confused. If you ask me how exactly can the U.S. Army, yes, the world's mightiest army in human history, but how exactly can it help peaceful protesters on the street? Are we going to start shooting at the protesters from both sides? The regime is doing one side and the U.S. the other side, because it's going to be the Iranian people who will be paying the price of any form of conflict or war, military intervention coming into the country. So I haven't seen a lot of people welcome it. Yes, some feel at their wits' end and they're like, just come and get it done with whatever the price. But I think if you think about this deeply, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. And what we've seen as far as precedent in the region is that form of military intervention, whatever the promised nation building, regime change, is just going to bring more chaos, civil wars, and decades of terrorism and instability to everyone in the neighborhood. It doesn't stay contained to one country.